Well, hey, everybody. November is in full swing, and more importantly, another Stronach 5 Friday is upon us. Jason Blewett joining you here from our glorious XBTV studios at beautiful Gulfstream Park. So glad you've stopped by. Many furlongs to cover over the next 15-20 minutes or so, because it's all about this latest round in the Stronach 5 on Friday, November 9th. Now, many of us were also playing the Breeders' Cup and watching the Breeders' Cup last Friday when the Stronach 5 was run the last time. And you know what? We had a 50-to-1 shot in that opening race at Santa Anita. Blew by you indeed, paid over $100 to win, and wound up triggering a one Friday, 1 week carryover of more than $51,000. So let's fast forward into this coming Friday, November 9th. How about 100,000 reasons to play the Stronach 5? That's right, a guaranteed gross pool of $100,000. And how do you play? It is so easy. You hop on, whether you go to the window, you're playing your favorite ADW, which I hope is Express Bet, and you go to Laurel Park, race number 8, and you ask for the Stronach 5. It is a $1 minimum wager, and the race sequence, it's almost about this week, the lineup, a tag team between Laurel Park and Gulfstream Park West, because we've got a doubleheader at Laurel up there in Maryland, 2 coming your way from Gulfstream Park West in Miami Gardens, and let's not forget Albany, not New York, but Albany, California, with Golden Gate Fields. We'll have our back end out there at Golden Gate Fields. Now, as far as the sequence, we've got some 53 entries before scratches. So you're averaging over 10 horses a race, essentially. You're going to need to study, and knowledge is power in this game. We've got those free pass performances for the Stronach 5 over at GulfstreamPark.com. And not only $100K the minimum in the pool, an industry low 12% takeout. But we can't do this by ourselves. The PPs are great, but we've got to get our boots and troops on the ground, and we are going coast to coast here on our XBTV Stronach 5 preview show. We've got Stronach Group talent all over the country. Good old Ron Nicoletti joining us. He's top center at Gulfstream Park West. We've got Matt Dinnerman, the track announcer and racing analyst at Golden Gate Fields in your bottom left, and Stan Salter, my good buddy, up there at Laurel Park, Maryland, to help us out in a 2-race streak there at Laurel Park. So sit tight. We're making stops all over the country. So let's jump right into the action. Leg A this coming Friday, November 9th in the Stronach 5. Good old Laurel Park. In fact, we've got a 2-race doubleheader late in their Friday afternoon card. Want to bring in Stan Salter, our eyes and ears on the ground in Maryland City, Maryland. You may want to grab a windbreaker. I think it's getting a little chilly up there from where I stand at this time of the year. But Stan, you've got a good-sized field of 11 here in the 8th on the dirt. What are we doing to start?
Well, yeah, you mentioned it, a big field, 11 filly mares, 3 and up, never won 2 lifetime, claiming 5,000. We're going 5.5 furlongs on the main track, and I think you have to spread a little deep in this wide open 8th race, first leg of the big Stronach 5 this week. Here's the field. The 4, Very Charming, my top pick. She's your tepid 3-to-1 morning line favorite. She's well entered in this race by trainer Scott Lake, who wins a bunch of races. He knows where to put his horses. He's 26% with the bug boy Joan Rosado, who's named to ride the 4, Very Charming. So, Lake puts the blinkers on Very Charming today. Here's the last race, October 21st. At Park, she was dropping to the 7,500 2-life level that day, and she couldn't get by the horse in front of her. Still a good second with a 46 buyer speed figure. Now Lake drops her to the nickel 2-life here at Laurel, puts the blinkers on her with the bug boy, and she catches a soft field. We'll get a nice 3-to-1 price on the favorite, the 4, Very Charming, my top pick. I also like the 6, Bourbon Street Lady, at 9-2 for trainer Jonathan Maldonado. She was 3rd against 15,000 2-life at Delaware 3 back, and we ran behind a next out winner last out here at Laurel Park. She's dropping today. I think we'll get a nice price. I think you have to use the 6, Bourbon Street Lady, as well as the 10 Thalia Song 9-2, taking a drop for Dale Capuano, and also the 11 When It Rains at 7-2, a big maiden winner, last winner here at Laurel Park, coming off a long layoff for Jerry Robb. So a wide open first leg. I think you have to go 3 or 4 deep. We'll get a decent price on the post time favored, the morning line favored. My top pick, the 4 Very Charming at 3-1.
Well, some good trainers in the mix there. Scott Lake and then even Jerry Robb on the outside. That's a pretty big trainer change, with all due respect, on the 11 When It Rains, who's got the X-Man riding in Xavier Perez. That is leg A as we start things out in the 8th in the Stronach 5. It's time to come home from where I stand. In fact, 8 miles west from glorious Gulfstream Park is good old Gulfstream Park West. The one, the only, Ron Nicoletti standing by. Ronnie, we've got 2-year-old fillies in the GPW race opener for the Stronach 5. Who do you like in the 8th?
Well, race leg B of the Stronach 5 this afternoon, a 9-horse field, and it's a pretty exciting race. And my selections in this race are the 6, 4, and the number 7. We're going to look at the field right now. Like I said, 9 runners in the field, no scratches yet. Of course, we're a couple of days away, so we'll see how this plays out. Now, let's take the horse I used on top was the number 6, as I mentioned. My selections 6, 4, and 7. That 6 is First Time Proud. And boy, this horse was very impressive a couple of starts back. But let's take a look at that race back on September 6th when First Time Proud, just look, this horse has nowhere to run early. Just keeps running up on horses, looking for a place to go. But watch the stretch run. Just draws off and wins it very impressively. I thought it was an unbelievable performance. And so did the connections, apparently, because in the next race, they stretched it out around 2 turns in the $400,000 Susan's Girl division of the Sire Stakes. So coming back to a sprint distance, boy, I like that last race. It was just very exciting race, all that trouble. And now I used a couple other horses on my ticket, one of those being the 4 Midtown Rose. Now this one was second behind First Time Proud on the dirt. That was a couple of starts back. Going back to the main track today, after tracking the pace, but proving no match for a horse called the Breeders' Cup Turf winner in their bulletin. That was in the 5 furlong, $82,000 Hollywood Beach on the turf. Going back to the main track. And my theme today, Mrs. Cruz, another one. This one is turning back to a sprint. Had a 2-race win streak going on the dirt, but that ended when they also tried this horse in the $400,000 Susan's Girl. So 3 selections for me in this race. First Time Proud, who I really like, Midtown Rose, and also the 7, Mrs. Cruz.
Pretty good race there at GPW. Leg B in the Friday Stronach 5. 2-year-old fillies knocking heads on the main track. We promise we'll bring you more Ron Nicoletti and more action from Miami Gardens, but a turf race is coming up in just a few moments. Leg C up next. We're heading back to Laurel Park. We promised you some more Stan the Man, and we're going back a dozen Stan ready to rock and roll there in your Friday nightcap. Leg C of the Stronach 5. It's the 9th. 2-year-old fillies, 25K maiden claimers. Many to choose from, my friends. So how do you see this race potentially shaking out?
Now, we certainly don't make it easy here at Laurel with the 2 legs of this week's Stronach 5, big 12-horse field in race 9. I think the favorite's going to be tough to beat in here. The 8 yesterday's playing 2-1. J.D. Acosta named the rider's 2-year-old filly by plan for trainer Caesar Nambo. A decent debut against maiden 25 in the slop at Delaware. She was second that day. Then they stepped her up to the Stakes Company. That was too tough. She had first-time Lasix last out against maiden 40 at Delaware and a good third that day. Now she takes a drop to the maiden 25, the cheapest she's run. She has speed on the outside. She'll get a nice trip. The 8 yesterday's playing at 2-1, a deserving favorite. You have to use that filly. Now, interesting to note, J.D. Acosta, at time of entry, J.D. Acosta named to ride both the 8 yesterday's plan and the 1 American Star. Wednesday afternoon, it'll become the official where J.D. Acosta goes to ride. He's also named to ride the 1 American Star for trainer Rudy Sanchez Solomon. This filly by Star Guitar had a good race 2 back. She was a good second 2 starts ago right here at Laurel Park. That was late September here at Laurel against Maiden 16,000. A good second that day. She got a respectable 35 by her. They put the blinkers. She couldn't get by the horse in front of her this day. Then they ran her. They stepped up to Maiden 25 last out in an okay third. They put the blinkers on today. I think that's going to improve her early speed and hopefully maybe give her some courage to go by horses. So I like the 1 American Star. She's 12-1 morning line, so you have to use the 1 and the 8. On deeper tickets, give some consideration to the 6 variants at 8-1, and also the 7 Nomo Cats at 6-1 for our leading trainer Claudio Gonzalez. The 7 Nomo Cats making her second start. Claudio's 40% with maidens making their second start. So I think the 8's going to be tough to beat, and I also like the 1, 6, 7 here in the third leg of this week's Stronach 5.
All right, thanks, Stan. I learned real fast. I mean, we've been doing the Stronach 5 for a little over a month. I think this is week 7. Claudio Gonzalez, the leading trader of the 7 Nomo Cats, you better take a long look when he's got one in, batting just under 40% at the current meet as a whole. Pretty impressive there. So it's back to GPW for race number 9 on their Friday card in Miami Gardens. So grab your sunscreen and maybe a turf playbook. We've got a good-sized field coming up on the turf, Ronnie, as we go back to you. What's going on here in the finale?
Well, we're going to get leg D of the Stronach 5 this week. Is a full field of 12 runners with a couple of also eligible. So we'll take a quick look at that field. And, of course, always at Gulfstream Park West, we get those full fields on the turf. But the horse I really like, well, I'll give you my 3 selections at top, 4, 9, and 12. But the horse I really like is the 4 Coniston. Turning back to a mile, lost a protracted speed duel to a 7-5 favorite in there called Remember the Man. We're going to go back and show you the stretch run. Just a great performance. And, of course, Coniston, the number 2 on the outside, the favorite on the inside, right to the wire. I got the 2, I got the 2, I got the 2. It looks like I got it. No, it was the number 8 horse to win that race. But I like to turn back to a mile. It's leading trainer Marcus Vitale, and you got Paco Lopez, back in the saddle again. So you got Paco and Marcus Vitale, a pretty good connection. Now, the horse that's going to be favored in here is the 8 Victor Lounge, dropping to the $16,000 level, shipped in after that maiden score at Belmont Park to finish, third is the favorite, but that was a $30,000 condition claimer. So going to try these $16,000 condition claimers for trainer Danny Gargan, who does an excellent choice. Is the morning line favorite, as I see. Paco Lopez sticks with Coniston. Edgar Zayas is going to ride Victor Lounge. Now, the other horse I use, a little bit of a long shot on the outside. That's the 12. Put the hat back. This one's stepping up, stretching out. Ran okay against $8,000. More importantly, the trainer Sarah Nagel just been on fire here at the Gulfstream Park West meet. Coming into this race, 2 wins, a second and 2 thirds. So a little bit of a long shot on the ticket, but I really like the 4 Coniston with Paco Lopez.
Well, 3 good barns for Ronnie there. That'll go as race number 9, of course, at GPW. The finale for their Friday card, leg D in the Stronach 5. Vitale, Gargan, and a little Saranago as well. We're in good company there on the turf in Miami Gardens at GPW. Well, it's 4 down, just 1 to go. Golden Gate Fields has their Friday 4th race, bringing down the curtain on round 7, week 7 of the 12% takeout Stronach 5. We've got a nice little turf sprint race coming up here with a field of 9, and it's my pleasure to bring in both racing analyst and track announcer out there in Albany, California at Golden Gate Fields, the one and only Matt Dinnerman. Matt, we need a little help. I'm still feeling my way out on your circuit here. There's many horses to choose from in the back end, so how do you see the 4th race potentially playing out?
Good to hear from you again this week, Jason. And we look at these 5 furlong turf dashes wherever they may be around the country, and they always seem to be competitive. And the same can be said for race number 4 at Golden Gate on Friday, which is the last leg of the Stronach 5 wager. We've got a field of 9. They're going to go 5 furlongs on the turf. And I'm looking at a race October 19th, a 5 furlong turf dash. The top 2 finishers, Elegant Tanner and Sunrise Journey, enter in this spot. Elegant Tanner, number 4, Sunrise Journey, number 7. Also the third place finisher, number 1, Sinan, in this race, but I'm going to key in on the 2 runners that finished first and second in that race, Elegant Tanner and Sunrise Journey. We'll start with Elegant Tanner. We're going to take a look at the video right here. And Elegant Tanner, coming from off the pace, he was able to sit off a very fast pace that day and ran on to defeat Sunrise Journey. So the good news with this replay is you get to see both of these horses. We're going to start with Elegant Tanner, talking about him. I made him my second pick behind Sunrise Journey, but Elegant Tanner, coming off an 11-month break last time out, set off a fast pace, was able to win in that race and take advantage of the fast pace. I look on paper, I don't think the pace is going to be as fast as Contentious this time around, and we're looking at Elegant Tanner. Either he can take a step forward second start off a lengthy break, or he could also bounce in this race, wheeling back in just a few weeks. I'm going to use Elegant Tanner because before the layoff, he was always a pretty decent horse, and he looks like he's the same horse, if not a little bit better than before the break. I like number 7, Sunrise Journey, third start in the form cycle here for trainer Andy Mathis. Last time out, this horse ran a very good race, second start off the layoff. His first race off the break wasn't too hot, but he probably needed the run. Most recently, he ran a really good second, sitting close to a fast pace. What I like about this horse is that third start in the form cycle will be really cranked up. There's not as much speed in this race as last time out in that 5-furlong turf race in mid-October, and I'm thinking Sunrise Journey can turn the tables on an Elegant Tanner. I like Juan Hernandez is in the saddle for this race. Irving Orozco was in the saddle last time out. The past 2 races, in fact, he's injured. Juan Hernandez aboard. And this horse is sort of a keyed-up horse. He likes to be forwardly placed, and Juan Hernandez, a very good rider, not only at just getting to the winner's circle, but getting horses to relax, and I think he's going to get a garden trip sitting just off the likely pace setter JT's ATM. So I'm going with Sunrise Journey over Elegant Tanner, and we're going to use those 2 on the All-Star ticket, Jason.
All right, thank you very much there, Matt. And that All-Star ticket, sit tight, coming up in just a few moments here on the Stronach 5 preview show. First, though, many horses have been talked about here on the broadcast. Here's a quick little recap, some top picks, some 1, 2, 3s, because it is home stretch recap time. And our All-Star ticket with the 1, 2, 3s and top selections out of the way, the only rule, it's got to be under a Benjamin Franklin. We had to cap it at $100, and we upped the ante this week to $96. Once again, no singles in the sequence. We're pretty deep in that opening leg. I really hope we can make it out of race number 8 at Laurel using 4, but a challenging sequence with 53 entries scattered front to back. Now, we've also, again, got those free pass performances waiting for you over at GulfstreamPark.com, and it's that kind of a race lineup and sequence where I think you're going to need to take a good long look, but many of us that play this game love handicapping, so definitely download those PPs, and $100,000 the guarantee in the pool. I can give you over 100,000 reasons why you should play this round in the Stronach 5, but a pretty sweet guarantee for sure. And you combine that with the 12% takeout. I mean, that is an exacta box to, I don't know, to take with you forever. It's just a great thing. 100K, 12% takeout, and we make it as easy as possible to get those Stronach 5 wagers and tickets in. Leg A, Race 8, Laurel Park. Ask for the Stronach 5. It is a $1 minimum wager, and I hope when we join you a week from now on our weekly preview show here on our XBTV studios, we'll still be counting some of the money we took down from hitting this November night Stronach 5. That'll do it for me, everybody. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time right here from beautiful Gulfstream Park.